CBS anchor says Trump not giving grace to Biden for calling his supporters garbage. CBS News anchor Norah O'Donnell said, former President Trump is offering President Biden no grace over his remark disparaging Trump supporters after the GOP nominee showed up to a campaign event in a garbage truck on Wednesday. Former President Donald Trump was in North Carolina earlier, and tonight he is also in Wisconsin. He landed in Green Bay just a short time ago and then pulled this campaign stunt, speaking to reporters from a garbage truck, proof that he and his supporters are giving no grace to a gaffe by President Biden, where he, in his explanation, inadvertently called Trump supporters garbage, O'Donnell said in the opening segment of CBS Evening News. Biden sparked backlash Tuesday night after he appeared to call former President Trump's supporters garbage during a virtual Harris campaign call with Voto Latino. He took a swipe at former President Trump's rally in Madison Square Garden, which made headlines after insult comedian Tony Hinchcliffe made jokes mocking different ethnic groups, with one joke referring to Puerto Rico as a floating island of garbage. "The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters," Biden said on the call. His demonization of Latinos is unconscionable and it is un-American. As Democrats in the media rushed to defend, dismiss, or downplay the comment, Republicans have embraced it as the new line of attack against the Harris campaign with less than a week to the hotly contested election. On Wednesday, Trump rolled up to the battleground state of Wisconsin in a garbage truck to answer questions from reporters, wearing an orange reflective vest with "Trump Make America Great Again 2024" emblazoned on the vehicle. "How do you like my garbage truck?" he asked reporters. "This truck is in honor of Kamala and Joe Biden." PA Gov. Josh Shapiro distances himself from Biden's garbage comment. "I'd never insult Trump supporters." Biden's garbage comment quickly went viral and sparked swift condemnation from critics, but many journalists and news organizations rushed to clean up his mess. The White House, in a transcript of the speech, added an apostrophe to Biden's remarks, making it appear that he said, "The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters. His demonization of Latinos is unconscionable, and it's un-American." Biden himself claimed that he was referring specifically to the comedian at a Trump rally whose shot at Puerto Rico went viral over the weekend. The Trump campaign quickly distanced itself from the joke after it was made. Trump told Hannity that he doesn't know the comedian and that his joke was not vetted by the campaign ahead of time. Still, Democrats and media pundits have pounced on the soundbite, using it to pummel the Trump campaign for the racist comment and encourage Puerto Rican voters to support Harris. On her show Monday, O'Donnell described the comment as vile, before telling viewers, "Puerto Rico is an American island. Let me say that again. Puerto Ricans are American citizens." She also showed interviews from Puerto Rican voters who said they believed the joke reflected how Trump felt about them.
What is Mycoplasma pneumoniae? Why the CDC is warning about it? The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has warned of an unusual increase in bacterial infections caused by Mycoplasma pneumonia. But what exactly is it, and why is it concerning? According to the alert from the CDC, infections from the bacteria have been rising since the spring, peaking in August and remaining high ever since. But while the rise itself is larger than previous years, what makes this spike unique is who the cases are impacting most. The proportion of patients discharged from emergency departments with a diagnosis of pneumonia-associated pneumonia or acute bronchitis has been increasing over the past 6 months, peaking in late August, the CDC said in an alert on October 18. Experts said the rise started nationally in the spring and began in June in Illinois. It's really dramatic, Dr. Sharon Welbel, the director of Hospital Epidemiology and Infection Control for Cook County Health, told NBC Chicago. A dramatic increase in mycoplasma pneumonia from 2023 at this time of year to what's happening this year, but also a really dramatic increase in the 2 to 4-year-olds. So that's new. The latest trend marks a shift from previous years, as cases typically are seen in school-aged children and adolescents, the CDC noted. Pneumonia infections can occur at any age, but they most often occur among children ages 5 to 17 years and young adults, the CDC reported. But discharge data from March 31st through October, 5 of this year showed an increase among all groups in the U.S., particularly children between the ages of 2 and 4 years old. In that age group, cases climbed from 1% to 7.2%. Children ages 5 to 17 years saw cases jump from 3.6% to 7.4% in the same time frame. The increase in children ages 2 to 4 years is notable because pneumonia historically hasn't been recognized as a leading cause of pneumonia in this age group, the CDC reported. Feeling out of the loop? We'll catch you up on the Chicago news you need to know. Sign up for the weekly Chicago Catch-Up newsletter. Overall, infections from mycoplasma pneumonia aren't uncommon, with an estimated 2 million reported each year in the U.S. The actual numbers remain unknown, however, as there is no national reporting or surveillance system tracking such infections. Cases typically rise in summer and early fall, according to the agency. Here's what to know. What is mycoplasma pneumonia? Mycoplasma pneumonia is considered a common cause of mild respiratory illness. The bacteria can infect various parts of the body, though it is typically known for causing respiratory tract infections, which can damage the lining of the respiratory tract, including the throat, windpipe, and lungs. What is walking pneumonia? While the CDC said infections are generally mild and may only appear as a chest cold, they could also lead to pneumonia, but not your typical pneumonia. When an M. pneumoniae infection progresses to pneumonia, it's typically a less severe form of bacterial pneumonia, commonly referred to as walking pneumonia, the CDC reported. Such cases are used to describe people with pneumonia who seem better than expected for someone with a lung infection. With mild symptoms, people may not stay home or in bed. Thus, the phrase walking pneumonia was coined, the CDC reported. What are the symptoms to watch for? Symptoms for infection can vary depending on age and level of infection. Some people may have no symptoms at all, while others could experience chest cold or pneumonia-like symptoms. The symptoms for children are also different. Typically, it can take 1 to 4 weeks for symptoms to appear after someone has been exposed to the bacteria. Symptoms can then last for several weeks. Here's what the CDC says to watch for. Common symptoms include feeling tired, fever, headache, slowly worsening cough, sore throat, symptoms in children. Instead of chest cold symptoms, children younger than 5 years old may have diarrhea, sneezing, sore throat, stuffy or runny nose, vomiting, watery eyes, wheezing pneumonia, or walking pneumonia symptoms. Common symptoms include cough, feeling tired, fever and chills, shortness of breath. How does it spread? According to the CDC, the bacteria spread by inhaling respiratory droplets from an infected person, but infections typically have a long incubation period, with symptoms not starting for 1 to 4 weeks after exposure. The bacteria can also remain in the respiratory tract for months after infection. Most people who spend a short amount of time with someone who is sick with M. pneumoniae don't get infected. However, people who spend a lot of time with someone who is sick with M. pneumonia are at increased risk, the CDC reported.